Have you ever noticed that some of the happiest people you know almost never post their photos on social media? They travel, celebrate birthdays, fall in love, build successful careers, and create unforgettable memories, yet their profiles remain almost silent. In a world where people document almost everything they do, choosing not to share your life online has become unusual. It almost makes us wonder, what are they hiding? Or maybe that's the wrong question. Maybe the real question is, what have they discovered that the rest of us haven't? We've been conditioned to believe that people who don't post pictures are shy, insecure, antisocial, or simply living a boring life. Somewhere along the way, social media quietly convinced us that visibility equals importance. If people don't see your achievements, your relationships, or your happiness, it almost feels as if those moments don't count. But psychology tells a much more interesting story. The human brain naturally craves acceptance. Every like, comment, or notification activates the brain's reward system, releasing small amounts of dopamine, the same chemical linked to motivation and pleasure. That's why checking your phone after uploading a picture can feel almost automatic. You're not just waiting for reactions. Your brain is searching for reassurance that you're seen, appreciated, and valued. There's nothing wrong with enjoying that feeling. The problem begins when those reactions slowly become the reason we create the moment in the first place. Think about your own life for a second. Have you ever visited a beautiful place and reached for your phone before taking it all in? Have you ever spent more time finding the perfect angle than actually enjoying the experience? Or posted something only to check your notifications every few minutes? Most of us have. It's so normal that we rarely question it. But what if constantly documenting life is quietly changing the way we experience it? Here's where things become fascinating. Some people choose not to post because they've realized that the most meaningful moments don't become more valuable when they're shared with hundreds of people. In fact, many believe the opposite. The fewer people who witness a special memory, the more personal and authentic it feels. Their happiness isn't incomplete without an audience, because it was never created for one. At this point, many people assume these individuals must be extremely confident. But that's another myth. Human behavior is rarely explained by a single reason. Some people stay offline because they're naturally private. Others struggle with social anxiety or fear of being judged. Some have simply grown tired of comparing themselves with carefully edited versions of other people's lives. And then there are those who have found something incredibly rare in today's world. Peace. Not the kind that's posted with inspirational quotes, but the quiet kind that exists when happiness no longer needs witnesses. Imagine two friends taking the exact same vacation. One spends hours searching for perfect lighting, recording every meal, editing every photo, and checking reactions throughout the day. The other captures a few pictures for personal memories, puts the phone away, and spends the rest of the trip laughing, exploring, watching sunsets, and being completely present. They visited the same places, but did they really experience the same vacation? Probably not. Neuroscience suggests that our attention shapes our experience. When part of our mind is focused on documenting a moment for other people, that attention is pulled away from actually living it. It's almost like watching your own life through a screen instead of experiencing it firsthand. That's why many people intentionally keep important parts of their lives offline. They're not hiding from the world. They're protecting something far more valuable: their attention, their relationships, and their peace of mind. There's another hidden truth that most of us never think about. The more we share online, the easier it becomes to confuse who we really are with the version of ourselves we're trying to present. Slowly, without even noticing, life can become a performance. We smile because there's a camera in front of us. We travel because it looks impressive. We celebrate because it creates engagement. Somewhere between creating memories and creating content, many people lose the ability to simply exist in the moment. Ironically, the people who post the least are not necessarily living less. In many cases, they're living more. Their conversations aren't interrupted by notifications. Their happiest moments aren't measured by likes. Their biggest achievements don't require announcements. They understand that some experiences become more meaningful when they belong only to the people who lived them. Of course, this doesn't mean posting photos is wrong. Sharing memories, celebrating milestones, and expressing yourself can be wonderful. The real question isn't whether you post, it's why you post. Are you sharing because you genuinely want to preserve and celebrate a moment? Or are you hoping someone else's reaction will convince you that the moment was worth having? That one question can completely change the way you see social media. Maybe the people who rarely post aren't disconnected from the world at all. Maybe they're connected to it in a way that's becoming increasingly rare. They're collecting memories instead of validation, choosing presence over performance, and protecting moments that algorithms can never measure. In a world obsessed with being noticed, perhaps the greatest luxury is being fully present. So the next time you come across someone whose social media is almost empty, don't assume their life is empty too. Their silence may not be loneliness. It may not be insecurity. It may simply be freedom. And here's something worth thinking about. If every social media platform disappeared tomorrow, would you still live your life exactly the same way? Or would you realize that somewhere along the journey, you started living part of your life for an audience instead of yourself? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I think this is a conversation worth having.